YouTube, how the fuck you doing? Hey guys, Nadeshot. Today I'm bringing you a brand new video, and I was thinking about stories that I've had in the past through my gaming experiences, and one really sticks out in my mind, and I really wanted to share it with you guys. So unfortunately, my mother passed away about 2 years ago. I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of that, but there's one story that really sticks out in my head, and that was my 13th birthday. At the time, there was a game called Halo 2, and it was extremely popular. All my friends were playing it, and everybody was ranting and raving about it at school. It was something that I really wanted to get into, but unfortunately for me, I was a PlayStation kid. I had PlayStation 1, I had PlayStation 2, and whenever I asked my parents if I could have an Xbox, they always said, well, you don't need two consoles. So I was kind of in a jam. And that was when I was 12 years old. So you guys can understand why my parents were so apprehensive to buying me such an expensive piece of technology. You don't really need that stuff as a kid, but it was definitely something that I wanted. So I just kept bothering them, asking them, and soon they kind of caved in a sense. They told me that if I could find something on eBay for around under $150 that they would actually buy it for me. So me being the little kid I was freaking out. I was so excited. I was on eBay like 4 or 5 hours a day just looking for the right deal, hoping and praying that I could find something. And finally something actually came up on the listing. I put in a bid and eventually I ended up winning it, so I was extremely stoked. I was so happy, and this was probably in July. My birthday is on August 3rd, so you guys can imagine I was probably thinking, alright, this Xbox is gonna come just in time for my birthday. I'm ridiculously excited at this point, just thinking about it every day, because Halo 2 for me was probably one of the most exciting times of my life, just because I had so much fun. When I was younger, the perception of like the game itself was magical. It was something that I wish I can emulate to this day, but there will be nothing like playing Halo 2 when I was younger. And we're gonna get to that part in just a second. So we fast forward about 3 weeks. It's August 1st, 2 days before my birthday, and something finally comes in the mail. And I run outside, I grab it, bring it back in. It's in this nicely sealed box. I grab the scissors, rip it open. I'm way too excited at this point. I told you guys, like, this was it for me. This was the time. Finally, I was gonna be able to play Halo 2. I already had gone to Best Buy and I bought a controller and bought Halo 2 the game. I was ready to go. And then I opened the box, and you guys will never believe what happened next. As soon as I see it, my heart sinks to my stomach because the Xbox is completely broken. It didn't even have a disk drive, and so basically we were scammed. And I really, if I could explain to you guys the disappointment that I actually had, I think everyone would genuinely be upset. Even though it happened, what was it, 9 years ago. To this day, I'll remember exactly how I felt on that day when I found out the thing that I was anticipating the most for a couple months I wasn't going to get, and I wasn't going to be able to play Halo 2. So fast forward 2 days later, it's August 3rd, it's my 13th birthday, and I was so disappointed. I was really in a bad mood, and I sometimes have my moments where I can be a little bit of a jerk, or I get in my moods where I just need to be alone, but that day particularly, I was just being a salty little brat because I wasn't getting what I wanted. And for me, I wasn't really taking it out on anybody. Maybe my sister will remember it a little bit better. But my mom and sister, they went to the grocery store to obviously get groceries for the house. And when they got back, they came in the house with groceries. They asked me to go to the trunk of the car and help them unload, just like I did every day. And me being the little snot that I was being that day, I was like, I cannot believe I gotta unload groceries on my birthday. I was so heated. I was just so mad about everything, and I was like, guys, it's my birthday. You're really gonna make me do something like this? So after them just giving me a hard time for a couple minutes, with a little bit of resistance, I walk outside. I pop open the trunk, and I wish I could recreate the smile and the excitement that I had, because I opened up the trunk and there is a brand new Xbox with a brand new copy of Halo 2 with 2 brand new controllers, a new modem so that I could play online. And it was that day that will stick with me the most, that my mom gave me like the most epic and ultimate surprise in my entire life. I played Halo 2 like 10 hours that day, and it's just one of the best memories that I've ever had. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this, because we're just gamers at the end of the day. And I'm sure some of you guys have had maybe experiences like this. I remember when my parents actually surprised me with PlayStation 2 at Christmas. There's so many different things that your parents do for you when you grow up, you kind of forget about. But there's a few things that kind of just stick with you the entire time. And that one for me was probably the best memory that I've ever had as a kid. And my mom was awesome. She really was, and she really made my day, and I'll really never forget that.